Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Maya, and today I'm going to be doing a book unhaul of close to 100 books. The cat always, as soon as I start talking, has to start disturbing stuff. Okay, we are in a different filming position because all of my books are up between my two bookshelves, and so I don't want to move them. So they're staying here until they go bye-bye. I have two different stacks. There's another 3 stacks over here and 3 stacks over here. These are my can't really be sold to stores. So this stack over here is my Second and Charles stacks. I'm going to be bringing them to Second and Charles, seeing which ones I'll take. If they take them, I get money or credit for them. And these ones are either going to the library, to Goodwill, or possibly selling them on like Pango or something. But probably the library or Goodwill, since I got most of them from the library. I think like giving back would be good. So I think I'm gonna go through these first and go through kind of the reasons why they're going to the library and not being sold. But I do have my water because this could be a lot of talking. I'm not gonna go into the in-depth detail of every book, just some of them, because there are a lot here and that will take me forever, and I don't want this video to be forever. So let's get into it. Also, I have nails and they're Taylor Swift themed. It looks better if you look at them like this because it goes that way, and they're the albums. Yay. Okay, there is a cat. She will probably be way more in the scene because the underneath of my bed is right here and she likes going under there. So we'll start with this one. This is Minnie, stop it. This is The Sentence is Death by Anthony Horowitz. I think this is the second book in a series, which is one of the reasons why I'm getting rid of it, because I didn't know it was the second book in a series, and that's kind of the main reason. It is a Barnes Noble exclusive. It's got like the frayed edges, I think that's what it's called, and it is a hardback, but the reason it can't go to the store is because it's like a little damaged. It's got like stuff peeling here from a sticker. It's like all bent up down here, so I just feel like they wouldn't take it, so I'm gonna give it to probably the library instead and hope that someone else can enjoy it. I think it's like a mystery detective novel, so that one was a really cool idea, and I do want to read the series probably one day, but not right now. And so I don't see why I should keep it and keep all these books on my shelves that I'm not using and that are taking up too much space, and instead give them to other people, especially since I don't even have the first book. This is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. Now, I read this book at the beginning of the year and I liked it, and so I want a copy of it, but this is a library copy, so it has like the film on it and like the stickers, and so I don't want that anymore. So I figured I would just give it back to the library, let them have it, and then buy my own copy one day. Also, the pages are like really yellow, so there's nothing wrong with the book. I really liked it and I want my own copy, but this is just not the copy I want. And then we've got, and that's the case for most of them, is that the film on the outside is not something that I want, or I don't see myself reading it anytime soon, so I don't see a point in keeping it. This is Dream Hunter book 1. I also have book 2 somewhere in this pile. I did not put the series together. My cat is rubbing on my other books back there that are on the floor. Don't ask me why they're on the floor. They're just on the floor from the last video I filmed, and I still haven't cleaned them up, and it's been a whole weekend. So this is Dream Hunter book 1 of the Dream Hunter duet, and it's by Elizabeth Knox. I'm not really sure what this is, but I know it says it's a dramatic and original fantasy in which dreams, being communicable, are also subject to exploration, but is also a story of family affections and tensions, a tale of character and feeling, as well as mysterious events. And that is one of the blurbs on the back of it. So like, it sounds really interesting to me, and I do feel like I could read it one day, but I don't see myself picking it up anytime soon, like not even this year, because I have other things that I would rather read. And it has the film on it, and it's got the stickers on it, and I just don't want this one. If I end up in the future being like, hey, I want to read that series, I'll go pick it up. but not right now. And then we have Solo by, I am gonna butcher this and I feel so bad, Kwame Alexander? Is it Kwame or Kwame? Or Kwame? I feel bad. This book is, it sounded really interesting to me, but I didn't look at the inside. And I don't think I'm gonna be into it. It's like poetry type of thing like this. And I want to get into poetry, but I'm not into poetry yet. And so I just feel like this is not gonna be a me book. And if I get into poetry and this comes up again, then yeah, I'll buy it. But this is another library copy, and so it's got the film on the outside and it's got the stickers. And I don't know if I will ever read this because, like I said, I'm not really a poetry person. There's another one in here that's like that, that's going to Second and Charles, but this just does not seem like a book for me. I don't even remember what it's about. I think it's like this kid who wants to be a musician. Yeah. He's famous, he doesn't want to be famous. I don't know. It just doesn't really intrigue me anymore. So I'm hoping someone else will enjoy it. And then this is the second Dream Hunter book. There's gonna be a cat jumping in a minute. Nope, okay, she left. This is the second Dream Hunter book. It's Dream Quake by Elizabeth Knox, and this is the same thing. I just don't see myself picking it up anytime soon, and if I want to, then I can go buy it or pick it up from the library and try it like that. Minnie! She's attacking herself in the mirror. It's fine. And then we have Insurgent by Veronica Roth. This is a paperback. It's a really beaten up paperback, and I have the whole series in hardback, I'm pretty sure the whole series is in hardback. Yeah. And this one's paperback, and I don't like the movie covers. So that's why I'm getting rid of it, because like I don't need 2 copies of it if I haven't even read it in like years. So I need to reread it and see if I even want to keep it. But I don't need the paperback that's beaten up with like this special, I think there's like bonus material in here too, and it's got the people on the cover, and I just don't like that. I love the actors, but like I don't like that. So I'm going to give this up and give it to someone who will like it much more and will actually use it, unlike I do. There went the cat. We were waiting for that one. Then we have, I think it's called IQ by Roland Smith. This is book 2, and it's called The White House. I picked this up not knowing that it was book 2, and so that's the main reason I'm getting rid of it, because I don't have any desire to pick up book 1, so why would I keep book 2? It sounds really interesting, but it's like I think it's like a middle grade spy book, and it's another library copy, which is why I can't give it to Second and Charles. So. And then we have this one. I don't even know why I picked this stupid book up in the first place, because I don't see myself reading it anytime soon. It's kind of more of a just look at book for me, and I don't need that right now. And this could change. This one could end up staying instead. But this is Lemony Snicket, the unauthorized autobiography. So I don't really know what this is, but it's got a lot of information in it, and it's like, it kind of just, it's like documentation stuff. Like there are pictures, there are letters. So I could end up keeping it, but I don't know. Either way, it's probably not going to be read, and so I feel like someone else might enjoy it more than me. And it has stickers on it too, which is the reason I'm not giving it to Second and Charles. This one is called The Start of Me and You, and it doesn't have a cover. I bought it without the cover, or I didn't buy it, I was given it without the cover from my dad's job. They had a bunch of books that were in a stage home, and they didn't need them, and so he let me come and look at them, and I got this one because I was like, it's free, why not? But I got it like years ago. Like I was 12. No, I wasn't. That's a lie. I was like 15. But it just doesn't sound interesting to me anymore. And it's missing its cover. So obviously it can't go to Second and Charles without its cover. I don't know what it's about. I think it's a romance. Oh, her boyfriend died. Okay. And she's got a crush on this dude and his cousin moves in. I don't know. It's not a me book. So I feel like it'll fit someone younger and into this, and it'll probably go to Goodwill. I'm gonna just drop it now, apparently. We're already at 10 minutes of filming, and I'm not even through one stack on this side. So this is Silver Tongue by someone Fletcher. I don't know who it's by. Give me a second. By Charlie Fletcher. It's a Disney book. There's a cat again. It's a Disney book. I don't know what it's about. It doesn't have a cover, like a, I don't know what it's called. It doesn't have one. So I don't really have any interest in reading it. So it's going bye-bye. This one was an oopsie buy. This is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This is the, I think, second book in the Shadow and Bone series. I thought this was a different book when I bought it, and I already own the book in paperback, and so I don't need this. This is The Tender Years by Jeanette Oke. I had this when I was like 12, and it's not a me book anymore. So I think it's like about living on the prairie. It's just not a me book anymore. We're trying to go through these books that I like don't have much to say about. This is In 5 Years. Now, I'm pretty sure this was on my TBR for May. I didn't like it, like, at all. I DNF'd it about halfway through, and so I have 2 copies of it, which I don't know why I had 2 copies of it. It's beautiful. It's like got the foil on it. It's beautiful, but I just did not like the book. So I'm getting rid of it. This is the hardcover, and it's got like a sticker on it here, so Second Charles isn't gonna take it. So I figured I'd give it to the library or to Goodwill. I don't know where the other copy is, but the other copy is gonna be the same thing. And then this is Fly by Night by Frances Hardinge. This is just another one that it's a middle grade fantasy, and it doesn't have good ratings, and I just don't see myself reading it anytime soon. So I'm gonna give it back to the library, and hopefully a kid can find this and actually enjoy it, unlike me, who's just gonna have it sit on my shelf. We have This Is Not a Love Letter by, I don't know, again, it's blocked out, by Kim Purell? Purcell? I think Purcell. It's an art copy, so they won't take it, Second Charles. And I just kind of picked this up because I thought it sounded interesting, but it doesn't sound interesting to me anymore. It's just like I think it's a love story. It just doesn't sound interesting to me anymore, and I literally picked it up 2 months ago, but I've since then been cutting down on my book buying and buying unnecessary books, and I just don't see myself reading this, so I want to give it to someone else to try it out. Then we have, there are 2 of these in here too, but I don't know where the other one is. This is Lioness, Dark Solstice. It's I think it's a middle grade fantasy book, and then this is the second one. It's a middle grade fantasy. I just don't see myself reading it anytime soon. I have other middle grade fantasy that I would prefer to read over this right now, so someone else will enjoy it more than I will, or someone else will get more use out of it than I will at the moment. This is Woman on the Edge by Samantha Bailey. I found this at a Goodwill, or my dad did, and I bought it like a year ago, and I haven't read it, and I don't like the copy because it's like one of these paperbacks where it like opens like this, and I feel like that's weird, and it's got stickers on it, so Second Charles isn't going to take it, and I just don't see myself reading it anytime soon. I have a bunch of other thrillers that I'd rather read, so. And then we have The One Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. I just am not into books like this really anymore, like the young adult type of books like this. I don't really know what it's about either. She has short-term memory, and she kisses her best friend's boyfriend, and it's the one thing that she can't forget. And so it just doesn't seem like a me book. I don't like books that have that theme in them. So, and it has library stuff. So Second Charles isn't gonna take it. Then we have Summer Wars Part 1. I don't know who it's by. Memoru, I'm gonna butcher this. Memoru Hosada? I really apologize. I really do want to get into manga and graphic novels and all of that, but this, I just don't feel like I need to own one that I don't have any desire to read. So, I'm just gonna get rid of it, give it to someone else, hope that they will. Jeez, that was a loud noise. Hope that they will read it and enjoy it, and maybe one day I will end up really being into graphic novels and manga and come back to this, but for now it's just not being used. Then we have Sleeping Freshmen Never Lie by David Lubar. It's another just young adult book that I don't see myself having any joy with anymore. I don't want to say it's because I just graduated high school, but I feel like it is. And I don't want anything just based around starting high school, you know, like, that's just not really me. If books based in high school, I'm fine with, like love stories, things like that. It's chill. I don't feel like I need a contemporary book that is about going to high school for the first time. So, this one's going bye-bye, and I have the second one somewhere, and it's going bye-bye. I have a lot of seconds. And here, yeah, I see it over there. And then we have Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. This book doesn't bring me any joy right now. I don't see myself reading it anytime soon, and so I want to give it to someone else and hope that they will like it better. I'm pretty sure it's about a girl who's into like photography, a Muslim teen, and it talks about Islamophobia, cultural divides among peers and parents, and a reality she can neither explain nor escape. So I feel like it covers some really good topics, but I'm just not into it. So someone else will enjoy it and love it better than I will. Most of these books are me purging after I did a major obsession with books and then just go buy tons of like 50 cents and $1 books at the library and then not use them. So that's the theme here. I've only read like 2 of these. This is Learning to Swear in America by Katie Kennedy. It's another young adult book. It's a sci-fi, I think. A prodigy from Russia has been called to NASA because there's an asteroid hurtling towards Earth. It just doesn't seem like a me book, so someone else will enjoy this more than I will. This one is No Filter by Orla Collins. It's a romance. It's an arc. They're not gonna accept it at Second and Charles. The library will get better use out of it than I will. I don't really know what it's about. It says that this poignant, sweepingly romantic contemporary YA novel is perfect for fans of Nicola Yoon and Jenny Han. Now see, that does seem interesting to me. So I don't know. I might end up keeping it, but I highly doubt it. It just doesn't. It is by Bloomsbury though, so maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. It's going in this pile for now though. This is Pacifica by Kristen Simmons. She's the author of Article 5, which I have heard of. It's another arc, and I'm pretty sure it's like a fantasy or a sci-fi, and I'm not into that right now. I have other books that I'd rather read and that I'm more drawn to than this, and so it's gonna go. I think I might keep this one. I think I've changed my mind. I might keep this one too. Maybe. I don't know. We're keeping that one though. This one, I just hate the cover, if I'm being honest. Picture Us in the Light. This is not the cover now, I don't think. I think they changed this cover, because this is an arc. Stop it. Because this is an arc. I'm not sure what it's about. It's a something. It's a book. It's a young adult book, so I'm just not into it. And we have the other book in the Lioness series. Same thing. It just doesn't bring me any joy, and I don't see myself reading it anytime soon. This is Scouts by Shannon Greenland. It's a YA mystery, or middle grade mystery, I think. Someone's like murdered. Kidnappers. It's like, you know, one of those cute little movies that you used to watch? Like, I think the Buddies movies kind of, where they're going on a treasure hunt, and then there's kidnappers, there's pirates, there's all this stuff. That's what it gives me. And it does seem interesting, but I just don't see myself reading it anytime soon. So I'm gonna give it to the library. This is Bird Box by Josh Malerman. This is the book version. And there's some triggers in this that I just don't think I'm gonna enjoy. And so I'm gonna give it to the library. And it's got like sticker marks up here. So my voice is slowly dying. We're 20 minutes in. We've got City of Beast by Corey Wang. This was on my TBR for this month, and I don't want it anymore. I just looked at it and I was like, I don't see myself reading this anytime this year. So this, I think, is like a zombie apocalypse book. I'm just not into that book vibe right now. So this is gonna go bye-bye. Now you've got The Unlikelies by Carrie Firestone. It's a young adult, like, kind of superhero-y book, and that just, again, does not intrigue me. We're trying to move through these books quick here. Forgotten by Kat Patrick. It's an interesting concept. Every night she goes to sleep, her memory is erased, and she starts experiencing flashbacks and stuff like that, and it sounds interesting, but I know I'm not going to read it, so someone else will. And then this is The Darkest Corners by Kara Thomas. It says everyone has something to hide. I'm pretty sure this is where, like, there were ghosts and these two girls, someone died, and then, like, they go back for the first time ever to this house, and creepy things happen, and it sounds interesting. Again, just not going to read it anytime soon. And then we have The Institute by Stephen King. This is not the first Stephen King novel I want to read, and so that's kind of why I'm getting rid of it, because I'm not going to read it anytime soon, and it's not the first one I want to read, so I'm going to give it to someone who definitely prefers Stephen King more than I do, since I've never read one of his books before. So, and then we've got Out of the Blue by Sophie Cameron. It's a thing, these people start falling out of the sky. That's all I know, and it just doesn't intrigue me, and it's an arc. And then we have We're Not From Here. It's a middle grade, like, sci-fi. I'm not really into that much middle grade, and I'm not into sci-fi at all, so. Oh, it's by Geoff Rodkey, by the way. And then we have Playing Atari with Saddam Hussein. I butchered that, and I don't know who it's by, but it just doesn't intrigue me. And so I'm gonna give it to someone who it will intrigue. Then we have Monster by Michael Grant or Michelle Grant. I don't know which one it is. It's a part of a series. I think it's the first one in the series. It's a young adult or middle grade. And there is a monster. This person turns into like a monster thing. It just doesn't intrigue me. My stacks are getting high here. Then we have Burning Midnight by Will McIntosh. There we go. Will McIntosh. This is a fantasy book, and they're like spheres, and they all have different meanings and different power and wealth and status, and it sounds interesting, but again, just not going to read it anytime soon. This one actually is really cute, and I did have a debate about getting rid of this one or not, but I'm going to because I feel like someone else will enjoy it more, and I can get it from the library around Christmas time, maybe read a little snowy type of book, middle grade, but I just don't think I'm gonna want to own it. So it's called The Girl Who Speaks Bear, and it is by, I don't know, give me a second. It is by Sophie Anderson, and it does sound like a really cute concept. I don't remember what it's about, but it's like this girl, she was discovered in a bear cave as a baby, and the other children mock her for her unusual size and strength. So I think she's like a bear. She's like part bear or something. I don't know. It sounds really interesting, and again, I might pick it up whenever around Christmas time, maybe when it's like snowy, because it gives me snowy vibes. And our last book that is going to like the library or Goodwill is Castle Hangnail by Ursula Vernon. It is it's a middle grade fantasy about this girl who gets asked to come to Castle Hangnail to be the master of Castle Hangnail, and I think it sounds like a really cute concept. Again, might pick it up at the library this Halloween season, but I don't see the reason why I need to own it. So that is all of those books. I have another stack, and we will go to that in a minute, but I'm going to move these so that I have room to go to that. So we've shifted forward so that we can talk about this stack of books. There's 3 of them here, so we're gonna try and get through them a little quicker than the others because we're already like 20 minutes long. So we've got The Fault in Our Stars, John Green. This is just a special edition. I have it in the paperback. I don't need this edition. It's really pretty, and like I do like the spine, and like the hardcover has his signature in it, but I don't feel like I need it. So I'm going to give it to someone who would much rather prefer it. Now I would go for a signed, like physical signed John Green book, but I'm just gonna give this to someone who would use it more than I would. Jeez, I said I was gonna do this fast, I'm not. This is Burned by Ellen Hopkins. It's the same as Solo. It's written in a poem form. Just doesn't intrigue me, so I'm gonna give it and hope that someone finds it that will love it more than I will. Then we have Shadowhunters and Downworlders by a bunch of people, and then it's edited by Cassandra Clare. I just don't need this book. That's my only reasoning, is I don't need it. Then we have, these two kind of go together. We've got Warriors, Omen of the Stars, Fading Echoes. It's a Warriors Cat book by Erin Hunters. There's another one in here too. I have never read the Warrior Cat series, but I don't need them. Like, if I want to read them, I'm going to go to the library and read them. Not here. So I'm going to give this one up. And then this one is The Gathering Darkness, A Pack Divided. It's a Survivors book, so it's the dog ones, by Erin Hunter. And I don't need this one either, so. And then we have these 3 books here. They're not all related. This is Cruella by Hachi Ishii. I read this. I liked it. I don't feel the need to own it. So, I don't know. I might keep it. I might not. I'll decide later on. I'm back. I don't remember if I finished talking about these. But I just, I don't have the first ones. And I don't know where these go. And so I'm just going to get rid of them. Give them to someone else. Scooch closer. And then we have Flying Lessons and Other Stories by a bunch of different authors. Stop it! Oh my gosh. I just don't see myself reading these. I've read like one of them like a year or 2 ago, and since then haven't read any more. So I'm just gonna give it to someone who will actually read it. And then here's the other Warriors novel. It's the same thing. It actually might be the same exact book, if I'm being honest. No, it's a different one. Okay. And then we have The Characters of Christmas by Daniel Darling. I just don't see myself reading this one either, so there we go. Then we have... Why are these 2 split up? I don't understand myself sometimes with this. So these 2 are together. I don't know which one goes first. I don't know which one goes second. This is The Day the Angels Fell, and this is The Edge of Over There. They're both by Sean Smucker. There we go. I don't remember what they're about. I wanted to read them whenever I was younger, and I just don't have a want to read them anymore, so I'm gonna give them away. Then we have some, like, real-life books, I guess is what you could call them. We've got Didn't See That Coming by Rachel Hollis. I don't know why I bought this. I think I bought it to give to someone else, and then I decided I didn't want to, and then I decided I didn't want it either, so it's just gonna go to someone who will use it. My hair is stuck in that book. Then we have 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey. I just don't see myself reading this either. It just, like, stresses me out when I open it. So, it's gonna leave my house. And then we have this one, which I really love them still. Samarelli is a band that I grew up with and that I hold really close to my heart, but I don't see myself reading this again. So I'm going to give it to someone. Going to give it to the Second and Charles, and someone will use it more than I will now. It was really nice whenever I wanted to read when I read it the first time, but I just don't see myself reading it again. And so this is the Cimarelli Sisters, Believe in You, Big Sister Stories, and Advice on Living Your Best Life. So I'm just going to give this to the Second Charles, and someone will use it more than I will. And then we have Soul Surfer by Bethany Hamilton. I had this for a school project. School project is over. It was a good book. I liked it. It was very informative. I don't need it anymore. So then we have In 5 Years. Again, same story. It's just a paperback. I'm not going to read it. Then we have YouTube Channels for Dummies. I don't need it anymore. We have The Smaller Evil. I posted my highest lowest book video. I hated this book. I gave it like 2 stars or something, so I don't need it. I'm going to get rid of it. Wait, is this actually an advanced reading copy? If it is, then I can't give it. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's going over there then. Then we have Mr. Dickens and His Carol by Samantha Silva. I got this when I read the book. Yep. The Christmas Carol, and I liked it, and I just don't see myself reading this, so it's leaving my house. I'm just saying weird things now to say weird things. We've got 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Daughtry and Tobias Iaconis. I don't know. And it's by those people. I watched the movie. I've owned this book for years. I don't see myself reading it. The movie was okay. I just don't see myself ever reading the book. So, and if I do, then I'm going to buy the other cover without the people on it that I actually want. We have The Siberian Dilemma by Martin Cruz Smith. I don't know what this one is about at all. I just know that it brings me no joy, and I think it's a different one in the series. I have a bunch of this series in here, so when I pull up, I'm just going to get this, just say the same as this one. So this is Scent. It's book 2 in the Missing series by Margaret Peterson Haddix. Yeah, something like that. They're like time travel books, dystopian time travel books. I just don't see myself ever reading them, so I don't need them. Then we have 2 Warren Conrad books, LA Candy and Sugar and Spice. I think this is the first one. This is like the 3rd or 2nd one. I just don't see myself ever reading them. They're like romances, but they're like cheesy, weird romances. And I don't see myself ever reading them. I have her pants though, so that's cool. Sophomores and Other Oxymorons by David Lubar. This is the Sleeping Freshmen Never Lie book, the duet, the 2nd one. Again, same reasons as that one. We have Prom Nights from Hell by all of these authors down here. I just don't see myself reading this again. I read it around Halloween last year. I just don't see myself reading it again. I liked a couple of them. I hated a couple of them. So I'm going to just get rid of that. And then we have Sure Signs of Crazy by Karen Harrington. I read this at the beginning of this year. I don't like it at all. So I'm going to give that to someone who will. And then we have The Night Country by Melissa Albert. It's the 2nd book in a series. I didn't know that when I bought it, and I don't see myself reading the first one anytime soon, so I'm just gonna give it Second Charles and maybe get the first one from the library and see if I like it or not. Then we have Infinity by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is also on my TBR this month. I'm getting rid of it. It just doesn't bring me any interest at all. Pretty sure it's another type of zombie apocalypse-y book. We have The Ring and the Crown by Melissa De La Cruz. I'm not sure what this one is about. I'm pretty sure it's like magic. It says 2 girls, one beautiful and strong, one plain and powerless. Only one shall be queen and the other shall serve her. But as I awake from sleep, I still do not know which one of them is my daughter and which one is the traitor. So, it sounds interesting, but I just don't see myself reading it anytime soon. Then we have The Mark of the Dragonfly by Jayla Johnson. It's a young adult book. I bought it because it had a dragonfly on the cover, and that's the only reason. And so I don't need to own a book that I bought because there's a dragonfly on the cover. Then we have Eye of Mines by James Dashner. He's the author of the Maze Runner series. I just don't see myself reading this anytime soon. I still haven't read the Maze Runner series, so I'd rather read that first and see if I want to pick up more of his books. And then we have more books in this series, the Missing series. Same thing as the first one. And then we have Winter's Tale by Mark Helprin. Yeah. Apparently it's a movie now, but I just don't see myself reading this ever. It's a big chunky romance book. I just don't see myself reading it, so I'm gonna give it to someone who hopefully will like it more than I do. And then this is the first book in the Missing series, same thing. Then we have these two. This one actually kind of hurts to get rid of. I've never read them and I don't see myself ever reading them, which is why I'm getting rid of them, but look at how pretty they are. Like the colors of these, so pretty. But again, I just don't see myself ever reading these. They're like weird dystopian zombie apocalypse type of books. I think like the animals are weird and possessed, and it's by Jeff Vandermeer, but I just don't see myself reading them, so I'm gonna give them to someone who will. And then we have these two, Arcadia Awakens and Arcadia Burns by Kai Mayer. I just don't see myself reading these. I think they're like, it says, she must find out what's lurking in the hills of the Sicilian countryside. She must uncover her family's biggest secret. She must resist the lure of the most handsome and most dangerous boy in all of Italy. She must make it off the island alive. And then this says, a rival family wants her dead. Her secret identity is a curse she can't control. The boy she loves is her sworn enemy. Rosa's destiny is to rule or be ruled on an island where certain death lurks around every corner. They sound interesting. I just, again, don't see myself reading them anytime soon. I think they have something to do with snakes, too. This is The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper. It just does not intrigue me at all, and so I'm gonna give it to someone it will intrigue. This is Wanted by Betsy Shao. There's the first book in the series, and that is why I'm getting rid of it, because I bought the second one and not the first one, and I need to read the first one first, obviously. This is Down a Dark Hall by Lois Duncan. It's a horror, and I just don't see myself reading it ever. It's a very short little horror, but I just don't see myself reading it ever. It's also very tiny. It's adorable. Then we have The Invitation by Rachel Abbott. This is the second book in a series. I didn't realize that when I bought it, so again, just need to read the first one. This is Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. I'm never gonna read this again. I read it in high school, like freshman year. Hated it. Never gonna read it again. Then we have The Dead Boyfriend by R.L. Stine. This is a Fear Street novel. I want to read the Fear Street novels in order, so this one's pretty late in the series, so I'm not gonna read this. There's like 30 books before it or something. This is The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. I read this again, same year as I read Much Ado About Nothing. I don't see myself reading it ever again, so my mom might keep these two. And then we have The Divines by Ellie Eaton. I don't know what this one's about. I think it's about like this girl ends up going back to her high school. This mom ends up going back to her high school, and something happened at the high school, and you're finding out what happened at the high school. And then I have two more books. One is Spook by Steve Vance. I hate this cover. That is the reason I'm getting rid of it. That's the only reason I'm getting rid of it. And then we have Last Ones Left Alive by Sarah Davis Goff. I don't know what this book is about, and again, I just see myself not reading it in this year, and so I don't see why I need to own a book that I won't read this year. So it's gonna go away too. And that is officially all of them. Yay. Jeez, my throat hurts so bad right now. And I still have to film another video after this. So I hope you guys enjoyed my almost 100 books, I think it is, that I'm getting rid of. My TBR is down a lot. I think I'll be posting the video before this, so it's like 188 books now. So I'm way less than it was before. It was close to 300 before, possibly 300 already. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.